Oh, I agree with you, and I don't blame the mother for being deeply disturbed to have this kind of throwaway line applied to the death of her son in the service of her country. You know, from Romney's point of view, the reason that I think he didn't win the debate, the second debate, is because he had this tremendous opening on the Libya question. It was a hanging curveball, and he missed it. And, you know, it had to do with Obama saying that he was offended by even the suggestion that he or anybody on his team had misled the country on Libya, which, of course, is a complete falsehood. Romney didn't get to swing and hit that this time, but he's got the extraordinary luck that he's got one more shot at this in the third debate, which will be about foreign policy. And I think this is his real opportunity to make the point about presidential leadership, presidential honesty and candor, and also about the collapse of the Obama policy in the Middle East, which is all sort of symbolized by the Libya debacle.
Yeah, look, this is obvious because our intelligence community, they're angry, and they're not telling the American people the truth. They knew within hours. We know that the State Department was watching this in real time. And then we know 5 days after what happened with Susan Rice. We know what Jay Carney was saying. We know what the president was saying. 14 days after, asked a direct question, is it terrorism? When he was on The View with Joy Behar, he still could not say it was terrorism. So the question then becomes, why? They had to know. Why lie?
Well, I think they had two reasons to lie. The first reason was the fact that the September 11 attack occurred 1 week after they had just spent 4 days in Charlotte dancing on the grave of bin Laden. Remember, this is their single foreign policy achievement. There is none other. Look at Iran, look at Russia, look at Israel, look at Syria, look at the Arab Spring. It's all in collapse. So they got one thing to argue, and they sure argued it, where they made the point again and again and again with that ridiculous slogan from Vice President, bin Laden dead, GM alive. Because what Libya said, what it was proclaiming to the world, and the reason the attack was launched in the first place was to say bin Laden dead, al-Qaeda alive.
Yeah.
And that's what's happened as a result of leading from behind in Libya. You've got, you know, al-Qaeda has essentially, one of the jihadist factions has taken over northern Mali. There are training camps throughout North Africa. And we now know about the rise of the strength of the jihadists in Syria, where Obama's again been leading from behind. The second thing is, and I've heard this from my liberal colleagues on some of the other shows I've done, is, well, how could they have done this? Why would they be lying? Wouldn't they know it would all come out? And the answer is no. They saw what the mainstream media did right after the attack. And you know what they did. They spent 3 days attacking Mitt Romney for a statement he issued the next day in which he denounced what the Cairo embassy had released, the apologetic statement that was made. So the media went ahead and spent 3 days ignoring the attack, ignoring the implications, and concentrating always on that. So they think they've got the media in their pocket. The election is coming up. They simply have to run out the clock, and they'll be scot-free.
Can I ask you?
They'll be home free, and that's what they thought. However, it was you and others and Bret Baier and Fox which kept this story alive, because we kept finding out what really happened. And now the mainstream media have been shamed into covering it themselves.
It was neither spontaneous, as they continue to claim for weeks, nor was it related to this movie trailer that had been released in July. It never made sense to me in the beginning, considering all of this was happening coincidentally on the anniversary of 9/11.